And we are live. I'm just checking. We should be live now on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube. I'm just double checking really quickly that everything on the Instagram feed is set up properly, and that we are all ready to go. It will be very, very soon. And we are on our way. Okay, so whoever is watching this live, let me know where you're watching from. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay, and where you're watching from. So I actually did like a post about something similar like the other day, and that's like it's a thing that really baffles people. And what really baffles them is how do some people have a change that they make the change and that sticks and lasts, and some people go back to their previous way, old way, you know true colors, like some people say, and all those kind of things, which, if you think of it, it's kind of like in language, kind of like leaving people with a certain label. But in actuality, the number one key thing for lasting change is aligning yourself with your real and core values. Because what happens is, so I'll give you an example. So I was before in other businesses in the make money online ish, which I've since left. And there was a period I was doing really well. Now, but there was always something like, while I could make money, and I shared about it like, a lot of time, like there were, I I didn't kind of like vibe with the whole sort of culture like the same way as some people. You can see that some people, vibe with it. Some people also, if they fake it and make it, they can, do that. There will be an impact on the health and on the relationship and stuff like that if they actually, you could still be successful, but it will be like a high price, and some people are willing to pay that price. But that price is actually greater when you are not operating in line with your values. So once I realized that a lot of the product and stuff like that that I was working with, like, were not really resonating with my values, then I was looking for solutions around that. And because I couldn't find solution and something that really fulfills on my values, and I thought that I'm only staying in that frame, yeah, then I started making like hasty mistakes and stuff like that, and I lost money and also things like that, and got to the thing that I shouldn't, and all kind of stuff. Now, this doesn't have to be just about like your occupation and what you're doing as a business, and whether that's make money online-ish or whatever. That sort of pattern that people make like the wrong decision, and they don't know, like they feel like something is not quite right, but like they don't able to put like the finger on that happens in relationships, that happen in workplaces, that happens of course it's another type of relationship, with your spouse, like with your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. It could be with your neighbors, it could be with the community, and first and foremost, it's your relationship with yourself. So it really affects everything. That phenomenon of really not really aligning yourself with the values, it has such a detrimental impact on every aspect of your life. Now, and you can still see success. This is the thing. This is what fools people. You can still see success, and depends on how good you are at executing, you could still see success for a considerable time. You could see success for months, you could see success for a year, for a couple of years, for maybe even longer than that, because it differs from one person to the other, but it will still be fake, and you will not enjoy the process ultimately deep down. And all the mass people telling, yeah, yeah, enjoy it, yeah, I'm making money, yeah, I'm getting along, yeah, it pays the bills, all that kind of talk, that kind of like reveals you like the scale of the problem. Like when you are finding yourself like saying those things, that you do not trust your unconscious mind, and you do not trust your ability to actually make real change. And the way to make real change is to align yourself with the values. So one of the things that I do with my client is I do this assessment that gets to the bottom of on what level out of possible levels of identity you are operating from, what are your weaknesses and what are your strengths. Some of that will be light opening, like eye opening to you. Some of that may not. Some of that will be like common sense. However, what that leads to is that we're actually going to look at your values, and we discover the unconscious values, not those you think that you actually operated from, but those you actually are being in the world. And this is so fascinating, because you could have people that say, yeah, I value family, yeah, I value money, I value this, but at the end, when we go through the whole process, we find that all of those end up at the very bottom of the list. How fascinating is that? Now, what it tells you, because that sort of assessment cannot be fake, and it really grabs the unconscious, and that's what's so beautiful about that. Uh, it basically tells you that that person is not living an authentic life. Now, you could get all like, oh my God, what do I do now? How do I fix it? Like about that. Or, actually go to actually look at it, and do the entire process and actually change your values or realign your values. And by realigning your values, you actually will realign your behaviors and you will realign your results. And that way you will not be forcing what, or like, you basically that way getting to fix the right thing. You're getting, if you have a challenge or an issue or something that is concerning you or stopping you from getting to where you want, you end up fixing the right thing as opposed to fixing the wrong thing. Because when you're fixing the wrong thing, you will end up getting on the wrong path, which is not serving you, which is not the right for you, even though you might be successful at that. And some people can be successful at the wrong path for quite some time, until they suffer some, like, the road leads them to all sort of like, lack of fulfillment, and maybe even more serious problem, like drinking and gambling, and being violent, or just being depressed and all that kind of stuff. And so many people just live like those things are normal. Yes, they exist, but there is a way out, and that way is to align yourself with the values. So I hope you enjoy the video, and make sure you continue following me on Facebook, on my personal page, on my business page, on Instagram, and on YouTube. Soon those videos will also be on Twitter, TikTok, and LinkedIn, like that live, and www.freedomlifestylecreation.com to check, what I can do for you. And until the next time, with the summary chat, I'm actually switching off. So ciao.